Good morning. It is Thursday the 21st of May. I don't know why I hesitated, it's still May. And I started to film this video on Tuesday, the reading vlog, and basically have been really bad with it because I've not been feeling great. So what I thought I would do is just do this as a Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes reading vlog and just focus on that one book. I'm 4 chapters in. I've been reading it on my Kindle, but my physical copy is coming today, and I think I want to read the physical copy more than I want to read it on my Kindle because I can like tab the pages for reviews and stuff. I'm finding it kind of interesting so far. I think you can already see the start of how why Snow is the way he is, and learning about him when he was younger, how he acted then and how that links to how he acts now, sort of thing. I don't think that made any sense. I've been awake since 6 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock, I'm absolutely exhausted. So I think that that's quite interesting, but people have finished it now, so I'm starting to see the reviews and people don't seem to like it, so now I'm worried that it's not going to get any better, but we shall see. Do a bit of work this morning and then hopefully my physical copy is going to come with Royal Mail in the post, and then I can read some more, so that is exciting. It has arrived. I am supposed to be handling this with gloves. Let me open it, and then I'm using one hand and I will wash it. It's huge. Oh my god. Wash your hands, pals. It can linger on cardboard. And I'm obviously poorly, so I need to wash my hands. I've got gloves, but I literally just saw it had been delivered but no one rang the doorbell, so I went outside to have a look and saw it and just picked it up without even thinking. Here it is! That's kind of pretty. Love anything with a snake though, to be fair. I'm gonna have a lunch break now. I was literally about to make some lunch when the post was posted. This wasn't posted, it was just left on the doorstep and they didn't even ring the doorbell. Ambition will follow him, contention will drive, but power has its price. Dun dun dun. Like, so I am 7 chapters in. I am finding it insane, like, that they keep them in a zoo. But I also enjoy the symbolism? The link to how that is very similar in the Hunger Games that we know. Because even though they get given, like, it's still a show, they're still put on show, it's still a performance that they have to do, and I think that parallel is really, really interesting, and I wonder when it starts to switch and at which point it becomes this big show. I enjoy that comparison. I love Lucy at the minute, I absolutely adore her. Like I said, I'm only 7 chapters in. I'm gonna have a bath now. I need to change my bed, hoover my room, and then I'm gonna get in the bath and I'm gonna read some more in the bath. Happy Saturday, everyone! So the last time you saw me, it was Thursday and I was gonna have a bath. Yesterday I didn't read at all because, I mean, I know I say about me being in a flare-up, but it's honest, like, I'm in a flare-up and there are days I can't hold a book up, you know? So yesterday I didn't do anything, but I have read some this morning and I'm now 30 pages in. We're on page 139. The way that they're treated is really interesting, like the way that the tributes are treated. I know I mentioned this briefly before, but obviously you can see that there is some similarities there. There's some similarities with how they are, even though this is like a lot, the way it started, no one had a clue, which shows that it started as it's such a horrible thing to have started, and the way that it started was as like a power play, and I think it's awful the way that they're being treated. I also am thinking, because I really hope that there's not like a love story between Snow and Lucy, and it seems like he's liking her, but I reckon my prediction is that she's like playing him, sort of thing. She seems smarter than she knows, and when she's saying about him watching her sing and they could get married and stuff, I'm thinking, yeah, I think she's sort of having him on a little bit. But I love Lucy. I think she's I was actually talking to my friend about this, who has finished it. She didn't tell me anything, but I said about Lucy, and she said that she loves her, but we are seeing her through this is Lily L. Reid. I'll link her, she's got a whole vlog and everything, I'll link hers down below. She loves the Hunger Games, so we've been talking about it, and she said about how we are seeing Lily through a particular lens, and that lens is Snow, and sort of the way that we're seeing her is there. I can't believe it was like page 100 and we had a tribute slit Arachne's throat, which was very graphic. We had Dr. Gall, like the head game maker, with her poison and poisonous little snakes. It's insane. Like, the Capitol is truly just not nice, and the way that they are with things, the way they view certain things, is very interesting, and it shows that it was always like this from the beginning. This is how they were, which I am enjoying reading about. I'm enjoying learning more about it from a Capitol member's perspective, but then also seeing how brutal the things that they do are, and the way that they treat certain things is like, they go to cross the tribute from District 10, what was her name? Brandy. So like, Snow gets the list and he crosses Brandy's name off, and then he says that he's not going to cross off Arachne's name off because it feels different somehow. And you think, I know that she was killed by the tribute, but the tribute was also killed, and she was taunting her with food, knowing that she's been starved. And like, even that they were so quick to erase the tribute, but not the other way. Like, I think it's really interesting. Just their mentality is really interesting, and it's interesting being in the minds of that, because I still hate it. I still hate the Capitol, even from the perspective of a Capitol person. It makes me more aware of what they're doing, which I'm glad that that's how it's making me feel, and I hope it continues to make me feel that way. Hello, it is Sunday, and I didn't read any more yesterday. I'm genuinely, like, I know I keep saying it, but I'm actually very much in a flare up, and I hate it so much. I know this is supposed to be a Hunger Games reading vlog, and it will be a Hunger Games reading vlog, and I'm going to read some more today because I don't think I'm getting out of bed. But literally, I just need to say, like, I have fibromyalgia, I have chronic fatigue, I have other things as well that play their part in my life, and that's why I've been like this. And why I've spoken about this and stuff. It's like 1 in the afternoon. I haven't moved. What is it? 1:11 according to my Switch. I just moved everyone's houses on Animal Crossing, and I regret every decision I've ever made. But yeah, I want to try and read some more today. My legs are really bad, so I'm not moving. Not moving. I'm just in my bed. I'm gonna watch some films, I think, while I read. I understand why things have been cancelled, and I am considered high risk, so I don't really want to go into a hospital, but it's obviously longer than anyone expected, so I don't know when my physio is going to start up again, or when any of my appointments will be rescheduled for, so it's just really hard. It's really hard. I don't really show the realities of it, but I think if I'm going to be doing reading vlogs very often, you guys have got to see the realities of it, you know. And this is the reality. This is the reality of having a chronic illness and disabilities, and what that's like, and you know. Some stuff on Disney Plus, because that's all I watch now, and do some happy things. I can't believe that the capital is so, like, after everything that's happened, this explosion has happened, so many tributes have died, so many mentors have died, so many people have died, and they're still going to go ahead with these bloody games. What? This is so, like, you're so aware of how awful the capital is and how everything is treated. I think even more so in this one, which is just, yeah. It runs in the family then. All of these things, they seem to just be like a bunch of rich people from generations and generations. And then I like how Shajana's is treated, about how how new money is treated in the capital, but then also how they're then treated by the districts, how their backs are turned on the by the districts. Oh, like possessive and creepy and weird. Oh, he makes me so uncomfortable. I hate him. No. Maybe he could give her a lock of his hair tied in a ribbon. Is he okay? What could get more personal than that? I think you mean what could get more creepy than that. What on earth? Just kissed him. I'm still kind of low-key hoping that she is like having him on a little bit. Maybe. I just don't know. I just don't want a president's no love story, you know. I don't want it. Hey guys, so it is Monday, bank holiday Monday today. I am still feeling really rubbish. I had a bath today though to have some hot water, which is good. I read loads more. I'm on page 200. I'm on chapter 19, 284. The capital are insane. Like, the capital are insane. So they are. The game started, and Marcus was just left hanging on this beam, and he was alive. The capital clearly can't. Hi Yoda. The capital clearly don't care. So Janice goes in. That was just a whole nightmare. And don't really know what, like, their whole thing is that the tributes are literally people to be killed. They don't even care to properly know their names or properly care with what they're doing or properly help. They just don't care. And that's obvious in the actual Hunger Games. But in the Hunger Games, obviously, it's made to be such a big pageant thing, whereas this is just brutal. We don't care. I've just gotten to the bit where Snow has put the handkerchief that's got Lucy's smell on it in the snake tank. Like, the fact that they sent Snow in there, and if he died, that was it, and that they don't even know people's names right, that they're refusing to send some of them food, and that Sejana's like standing up and saying this is awful is seen as bad. And just the way the capital is, it's just insane. It's just absolutely insane. And the fact that his family are giving a free like scholarship to the mentor of the tribute that wins, not the tribute that wins, the mentor of the tribute. And I don't know, it's just crazy, and it's so brutal in this. I'm also, Snow kissed Lucy before she went in, and he's like his girl, he's very possessive. I don't like it, I don't want it, I didn't sign up for it. I'm sort of, like I said, still think that she might be having him on, but then I also don't want his villain origin story to be that this happened, you know, so we'll see. So I've just, like, the whole time I've been thinking about Tigress, and I've been thinking, is it Tigress that we know from Mockingjay Tigress? And it is, and I've known this the entire time, but it's only just clocked in my head because I'm watching Mockingjay again, and like I'm properly paying attention, and you can tell that she's older because she's like in her 80s at this point, but just looks, you know, but it's the capital, so it's modification. It's very interesting that like I don't know at which point I'm still at the point where they're very close, so what's going to happen in order to get her to hate him, you know? This could very well be in the Mockingjay book. I just haven't read it in so long. I only reread The Hunger Games, so I'm going to do Catching Fire and Mockingjay after I finish this. I love how he's like, if he ended up a beggar, he'd be a decent one. Like, he's trying to be this great man, and we just know that he becomes such an asshole. Lucy just dancing with the snakes, singing and dancing with the snakes, just being like, look at me with these snakes that aren't killing me. It is a human being, and it doesn't belong to you because they're a human being. It's disgusting. Like, I hate it. Not Katniss. When you see the way Haymitch cares about Katniss and Peter, he pretends he doesn't at the beginning, but he does. He cares. You know, he cares about this whole thing, and it's just a scoreboard because they are just people to be scored. This is making me so angry. Oh my god, okay, she's just won. Shut up, Caesar. She's just won, but he's gone in and he's like, snow lands on top. It most certainly does, which is kind of a weird thing to say. And he's like gonna have her in his arms, and like her stuff is on the table. Where is she? What? Where is she? There's like a massive chunk of the book left. It's so awful, like how he's left Tigress with all of the stuff, and she's like nothing to forgive because obviously the Dr. Gall and Highborn are awful. And I mean, he gave her stuff, you know, but and then they're so close, but we know that their whole relationship just completely breaks down, and I want to know, like, why? What happened to make that? What happens to him, you know? Like, God, what is going on? I am shook. Are we going to see Lucy again? I still think she's having him on, and they're going to see him. She's going to be like, get away from me. I think that's what's going to happen, but So Lucy is about to, well, they're saying that she's going to sing, and they're like, oh, she's from the capital, and they're saying, no, she went for the Hunger Games, but no one really was paying attention, which is interesting, because obviously in our Hunger Games that we know, even Gail says about, like, you know, like, everyone always watches it, so it's interesting that it wasn't always like that, and they wouldn't have always known, and that they've been able to cover up what happened so easily, which is very interesting. Also, he's like, my love, my Lucy, and it's like, nah, no thanks. No thank you. So she's singing The Hanging Tree, and they're about to talk. Oh, I really hope she's just like having him on. Is this like actually his love story? Is this actually what this is? They've kissed all but one time, like, since these games are out. They've had one conversation since these games are finished, and he's calling her his girlfriend. It's just weird because they're so brutal. Highbottom, and especially Dr. Gall, like, she is so brutal, but yet they've just let Lucy go. They've just let her go and be fine, and like, he's just been allowed to go to 12. Surely there would have been some restriction on which district he could go. there's something more at play and I'm stressed about it. What is happening? Okay, so I'm on chapter 25, page 391. I do have to go to bed now because I need to take my meds now and they'll make me really sleepy, so I won't be in the mindset to read, but I will finish it in the morning. Definitely it hurts to put it down. I just want to stay up and read, but I can't justify taking my medication at like 2 o'clock in the morning. But hello everyone, I'm out of bed. I put some makeup on and I even today went to Boots. I haven't been anywhere since March and I had to go to Boots for the pharmacy, and I went to Boots and I let myself have a little look around like it was a bit normal. So good. I have my walking stick and I'm taking it slowly, but it felt so good to just go outside. I went outside. I have some work to do now, but only a little bit, and then I'm gonna hopefully finish Ballad of Songbirds today. First time in 3 days, I feel like I'm actually alive and like I can, you know, I've tweeted about it and I said like that having a disability makes you feel like you've lost a lot of control over your life, and it has, especially because I had this disability, like not as it like having a disability. I'm just gonna put you down while I log into my laptop. Having a disability is awful, but obviously I was 19 when all my stuff started to kick in, so I went the first 19 years of my life not having something which was considered a disability. I had asthma, so I went the first 19 years of my life being perfectly able-bodied to then not being able-bodied. So yeah, it's been a bit mad. But days like today, I feel like I get a bit more control back, and a bit more like just being able to do my makeup this morning was just wonderful. It was so wonderful. So I'm very happy today. I have to just do a bit of work, but then it's all good and I can read. And yeah, so my logic as well is that like wanting to go and not get my mum and dad to go for me is if everything is going to reopen on the 15th of June, which is what the provisional date is, providing that we keep getting a downward like curve of cases, it seems very soon for things to just all open all at once. But you know, if that is what's going to happen, I didn't want to go from all to nothing. I didn't want to go from not going anywhere to suddenly everything being open, and like that's a bit scary. So because I hadn't been anywhere, I haven't seen what any of the shops are like or anything, I thought, well, what a good, you know, if I slowly go into the pharmacy myself, or I do go and get things like replacement shampoo or those kind of things, and if I get it myself, but while these you know, I can slowly come into the world a little bit. So Janice has just died. Snow is so all for himself. Like if it came down to it, like he doesn't care. He's even trying to, like, there's a bit where he's like trying to say about how no one knows that he and Lucy are together except for the Covey, and they wouldn't say anything, and he's so selfish. And there's like moments where he says about not agreeing with the capital, and moments where you can see that he sort of thinks about what is right, but he's so selfish and so self-centered and is so focused on himself that he can't get past that, and that's what makes him so horrible. I really like Sir Janice. I think he was doing a really good thing, and he like really wanted to help, and he just really didn't want to see people be killed for no reason, and it sucks that he's been killed. And to be fair, it sucks that Snow sent that Mockingjay, and like it's so horrible. I hate it. Like in this bit, he's saying he's trying to tell himself that it's in Sir Janice's best interest. Like, no, it isn't, is it? Like, no, it's not. Whole bit
technically he'd given him a few more weeks to his life. He would have died in the arena if it wasn't for him. What a selfish, self-centered, absolute asshole.
He's like straight up lying, and he's like, oh, he actually began to enjoy himself for lying about this thing that he did. That's just dead. He's such an asshole. Someone betrayed him, I guess. Oh, yeah, well, you did the same thing, pal. You did that exact thing. Okay, she's singing. They've agreed to meet up at dawn, and she's singing to say meet her at the tree. And I still don't know if I don't know if she's just going to twist, you know? Or he could be on his way to officer school. It's what I've just been told. Bloody hell. Okay, he's going to have to make a choice, and he's going to betray her, isn't he? That's what he's going to do. I'll go dig up some Katniss. There she is. So he went with her because he assumed the weapon would be found, but now he's found the weapon. He's just gonna ditch her. It's like, you're all I have now. I have no choice. I love you. I'm gonna run away with you. And now he's like, she'd be disappointed. She'd never tell, but he's just gonna leave because it's this whole thing of that he has to be best. He has to have the best thing possible, no matter who gets hurt in the process. And it's just disgusting. He did love her, he did. It was only that a few hours interesting enough in the world enough, he knew he hated it. The heat, there was no bird lacking. Wait, oh my god, where is she? Necklace of rope, yeah, she knows about Venice. That happened so quickly, like, he like got back to base in like 2 pages. But like, it is wrapping it up. Oh, I knew that Lucy, like... Okay, I'm gonna finish it, because I'm like a couple pages from the end, and then I will reconvene, but oh my god. Like, I just hate, like, Janice's parents have just thought that he was this great friend to them, so they've literally given him everything and money, and Dr. Gorda's giving him these things because she knows, she's given him the university, the scholarship, because she knows how he can be and how like conniving he can be. But they think that he was their best friend, and they, you know, Janice's parents think that Snow was his best friend and that he tried to help him when actually he betrayed him, and like he didn't do anything and he let him die. And like, it was Snow's dad that came up with the idea of the Hunger Games. More than theoretical. And who but the vilest monster would stage it? After the war, she pulled my proposal out and me with it, introducing me to Panem as the architect of the Hunger Games. That night I tried morphling for the first time. The thought the thing would die out, it was so ghastly it didn't. Dr. Gore took it in round, she's dragged me along with it for the last 10 years. Oh, as it, like, yeah, that sums it up, doesn't it? That sums him up right there, that it was his dad. That sums up the Snows. Oh my... See, this doesn't surprise me that, like, at some point him and Tigris's relationship falls apart. That he's just so quick to just cast people off and just so focused on for himself. Wait, so we don't know about what happened to Lucy. We don't know if she's alive. Never harm him again. Like, you're the problem. You are the problem. She could fly around District 12 all she liked, but she and her Mockingjays would never harm him again. You're the problem, Snow, though. Like, it's you. Like, she... Like, it's you. Like, you are an asshole. He didn't like love, the way it made him feel stupid and vulnerable. If he ever married, he'd choose someone incapable of swaying his heart, someone he hated even, so they can never manipulate him the way Lucy Gray had. And the last word, the Snow lands on top. Well. Right, I'm gonna think about my thoughts. And then I'll get back to you. Guys, so it is a new day. My fan is on slightly because it's really hot, that's why I look like I'm... So I just wanted to wrap up this video. Ultimately, I did really enjoy Ballad of Songbirds. I think I have a lot of thoughts, and I will do a more in-depth review probably on my website, to be honest, where I actually talk about it. So my website is runontheroad.com, and hopefully that should be up when this video's up. Maybe not, don't hold me to that, but it'll be this week at some point. I will put it on my Twitter when it's up. But yeah, I did really enjoy it. The political aspect of it, the political commentary, was my favorite part, and I really loved how it was explored and how these games were explored in such a similar and familiar way, but also in such a different way, and how it explored the way that people are seen, and the way that the games were sort of explored, and the way that the tributes were just seen as a pawn in these games, and no one really cared about what happened to them, and they were sort of something to bet on and something to put in the zoo, like they were animals and that they belonged to the tributes. And I think that was my favorite thing about it, and I think that Suzanne Collins's political aspects of her books are really good. And I've been rereading The Hunger Games now, so I reread the first book before I read this, and then since I finished it I've read Catching Fire and I'm on Mockingjay, and the political aspect is really good, and I loved how that was explored in this. I also really loved that Snow, whilst the whole thing with Lucy happened, there were lots of things that sort of contribute to how he is, and that how he is sort of how he always was, and how he was explored in that way, and that you can see the start to why he becomes such a awful man, and the way that he grows up, because it was really interesting to see the perspective of what was going on from a capital resident's point of view, and someone that's always been in the capital. And I really liked that. I thought that was really good. I do think that some bits were happened really fast. There were a lot of really fast-paced bits which were not my favorite. So the games, while they didn't take when they were super fast, but there was just the games were not the main point of the book, which was sort of what I was expecting. They sort of happened quite quickly, and also Snow, when he was in 12, everything that happened in 12 just sort of seemed to happen really fast as well. That was quite fast paced, which it felt like I had to sort of reread it a couple of times and be like, okay, this has happened. The last page where he literally murders someone with poison, I had to read twice to properly clock what was happening, because it was just casually thrown in, which is how he feels and how casually he feels about the fact that he's murdered someone, but it was just thrown in there. But yeah, overall I did really like it. I've given it 4 out of 5 stars, which I think is my first Suzanne Collins book which didn't get 5 out of 5, but I did really enjoy it, and there will be an in-depth review on my website very soon. If you guys are new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things, so if you want to stick around and join us, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And as usual, all the links to my other social medias are in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.